Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and today's video. I've been waiting to do this one because it's going to be my first impressions of Juvia's place. I'm going to be doing a full face of first impression because obviously I got foundation, concealer, the face palettes, 3 different eyeshadow palettes. I will link my reveal or haul video up here for you now. If you've not watched that already, please go and check that out. And let's get into it. As you can see, I've got absolutely nothing on my face at the moment. All I've done is put my moisturiser on like normal, and then I've just spritzed my face with my Body Shop, what's it called? The Mint Calming Face Mist. I do this every time before I start applying my makeup, just to give my skin an extra layer of hydration. So let's get the spring headband on and get we go. I'm not going to be putting a primer on today because when I try out new foundations, I like to just have basically a bare skin. That way, sorry, I just realised not to took my nose ring out. That way, then when I start playing around with different primers and seeing which ones work the best, I've got sort of a base to go from, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it probably doesn't make an ounce of sense, but here we go. So we're going to pop a small amount of the Velvet Magic foundation on the hand. I am a brush person, so I always use a foundation brush to apply this. Obviously you can use a sponge, a dampened beauty sponge or whatever. I've tried that technique, it doesn't work for me, so I've gone back to what I know and love. Let's have a look. So, now this does seem to be a little dark on first look for me at the minute. This is in the shade Cairo. It is a little dark, but we will work with that. And obviously we are in the winter at the moment, so I am at my palest. There we go. Make sure we get under here. Don't want any horrible tide marks. And that little dip in has gone a really long way, I have to say. That's impressive. Okay, that's that step done. I'm actually quite impressed with the shade range. It is a little dark for a winter skin, so I'd potentially, next time I'd probably go in for a shade lighter than what this one is. But looking at the coverage, I would definitely describe that as more of a medium coverage, which is lovely. It has covered and gone on really, really nicely. Okay, overall, very impressed with that. And obviously the real trick is in the wear test of how long it lasts and things like that before it starts breaking down, if it does break down. So, next product we're going to be going in with is the concealer. Now, this doe foot is ginormous, it really is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a small amount on the back of my hand, and then rather than use the doe foot to go underneath the eye, I've just wiped off my foundation brush on a tissue down here. I'm going to pick up a very, very small amount on the end of my brush and then go in under the eye. Okay, there we go. That's gone on really nicely. It is quite a thick formula and it dries down very, very quickly, so you seem to need to work quite quickly with it. But it's blended in quite nicely. I've got a little bit of creasing under here, but to be perfectly honest, I haven't found a concealer yet that doesn't crease under my eyes, and I've still got all this left on my hand, so a little really does go an incredibly long way. This is going to last me. Ooh, let's do my powder. I'm using the W7 Very Vegan translucent loose powder at the moment because of the little puffy pad that's on the top. Now, this is meant to be translucent, but it has got a colour to it. Now, I used to put my loose powder on with my brush. My Cleona brush was my favourite. However, I was finding that the finish it was giving me, I wasn't keen on. It was looking a bit bitty and a bit weird. So I've gone on to using like a pad and sort of pressing it in, and I'm finding that I'm preferring that finish. Really bizarre. Who would have thought it? So anyway, so I just tap a small amount into my lid, pick it up on here, and then I literally just start pressing it in and all over. I try not to go underneath my eye too much, because again, that's going to emphasise the texture that I've already got there. But I find pressing it in like this and then just very, very gently popping over, almost like you would do with a beauty sponge, is giving me a nicer finish at the minute. There we go, little tip for you. Don't forget to do under your chin, ladies and gentlemen, either. Contouring, or I suppose I don't properly contour, but anyway, my version of contouring. I've been recently using this brush that I've got from Lorac. As you can see, it's a bit mucky. But it's a really, I find for me, the shape of this is brilliant. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's kind of wide, but thin, but flat, but dense, but fluffy. I don't know. I find the shape of this really, really good for contouring. I don't actually use a bronzer or anything. I use the NYX Stay Matte, but not flat powder. It's a powder foundation. It's just in a shade that is quite dark, or a lot darker than my natural skin tone. This is in the shade Olive. And literally all I do is I just use the side of the brush, both sides, really heavily tap it off because it is quite dark. But it is almost like a bronzer colour, so for me personally, I don't feel the need to have a bronzer because I've got this. And then I literally I find with this brush, I can just get the sort of nice line that I'm looking for. So I do my cheek bit first, and then I go up into the hairline. There we go, just around the edge. Sort of literally, I do one side at a time, if you know what I mean. And then I sort of go onto the end of the brush and blend and buff in all the way up, if I can keep my hair out of the way. And then I just repeat that on the other side. Let's get on to the good stuff. So, for my blushes today, I'm going to be using the Fumi face palette from Juvia's Place. And I'm going to be using this middle colour here called Sister to Sister. And would help if I grab a blusher brush. Okay, so let's pick this up. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, picks up quite nicely. Can you see that on there? Let's give it a tap off. We don't want to go in too bold, do we? So, and then when I'm applying my blusher, I sort of pat it on very, very gently. And then I smile. And then I make sure I'm getting the apples of my cheeks. And then I come up. So I pat on, and then I sort of swirl to blend in. And that is a lovely colour. It's actually more subtle than I anticipated, but that is not a bad thing. It's building nicely. Yeah, it's got a warmth to it, that, hasn't it? Can we see the difference? Yeah, I like that. Right, let's do the other side. There we go. Highlighter I am going to leave till the end. I always do leave my highlighter till I've done my eye look, because then if I get any fallout, I find that then popping the highlighter on helps to get rid of it a little bit. So, first things first, I'm going to have a slurp of my cup of tea. And we're going to get the eyelids primed and get into the eyeshadows. Now, oh, quickly, before I do that, I forgot I haven't sort of set my face. I'm now going to use the Coconut Calming Mist from Body Shop. Just a light layer, just to help set that base. There we go. Let's prime the eyes. I think I'm about at the end of this. It's not good. So the look I'm going to be going for today was a look that was suggested by the lovely Karina, one of my new subscribers. And Karina suggested doing a sunset eye with these palettes, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today, or at least I'll go and try and do it. So I've had a quick look through, because we have 3 palettes that I'm going to be using. We've got the Warrior 3, we've got the Afrique, and we've also got the Douche palette. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally be using yellow, orange and red. I'm going to start with the orange in the crease, and then we're going to work from there. So I'm using the Sigma E25 brush, going into this shade Decor. There we go. I'm also going to try doing a new filming technique for me, which is I'm literally going to do one eye, then I'm going to go off camera and replicate on the other eye, and then come back to you. Picked up amazingly on the brush, and I've only just dipped it in. We'll give that a little tap off. We don't quite want to go in that heavy, do we? Okay, let's have a look then. So we're placing this into the crease area. I'm very, very gently tapping or pressing this in. Obviously this is a first impressions, ladies and gentlemen, so I have no idea how these eyeshadows are going to lay down or how they're going to work or anything. So we go in gently and we attempt afterwards to build up. I'm going to try and keep the shape of this very rounded today. I don't particularly want to wing out, but anybody who's been with me for a while, you will know I kind of say that fairly often, and then what happens is I get a wing, because I just can't help myself. I really can't. There we go, that is going on beautifully. And I'm managing to build this colour up nicely as well. Again, just patting on at the moment until I've got almost the intensity that I think I want. And then I'm just going to do some very, very gentle blending. There we go. Wow, that's going on lovely. I'm really impressed with that. It's almost, it feels almost like it's a satin, but it's really not. It's a true matte. But that has gone on brilliantly. Blended out so smoothly. Okay, let's go in with a slightly fluffier brush, I think, now. I'm going to go in with my Morphe R39. No, I'm going to go in with Olay up here from the Fumi palette. So let's pick a little bit of that up. And we're going to go start off in the middle, and I'm literally sort of running this across where the top of that orangey shade was put down. And sort of blending it in, but then making sure we can see the reddier colour on the top. I'm using very, very light pressure to do this because I don't want a massive sort of streak of red. I want it to be very, very subtle, very sort of soft, this look today. Yes, it's going to be slightly dramatic and bold, obviously it's a sunset eye, but yeah, I don't want it to be too graphic. That's the word I'm looking for, ladies and gentlemen, graphic, not too graphic. I am coming right the way down as well into that inner corner, and as you can see I keep picking up the tiniest amount of product on the end of the brush, placing it down and then just very gently blending at the same time. And if you are wanting a smokier, softer look, one of the tricks is don't go in with too much product. When you've got to the stage where you're literally wanting to blend and buff out, just use your brush, use what's products on the brush. There we go. Now we're going to go in with the yellow. I'm not putting, excuse me, I am not putting any glitter glue or anything like that down today. I literally want to see how these shades work and how they perform on their own with no extra help. Okay, so going into the Warrior 3 palette, I've picked up my Morphe 124 brush. Nice. Sorry about that, camera shut off. I was just saying I'm going in with my Morphe brush, load it up, and then tap it off. And we'll go in right down here. Oh, that colour's gorgeous. It's like, it's almost like a mustardy yellow, but not a true mustardy yellow. It's a brighter looking yellow than that. But it's got that slightly muted hue and edge to it. Ooh, like this. So just placing that on the lower lid, almost in the middle, and then what I'm going to do is I've gone along the lash line to begin with, and then I'm going to very gently, using circular motions, try and blend that up into that original orange shade. I might just go in with a little bit of that original shade, just to build that intensity again. Just dip in to that Olay colour again. And then what I'm going to do is choose a brush, any brush, my Sigma E42, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this shimmer shade here called Tart. Let's see that. And I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlight, and then I'm also going to use it as a little bit of an eyebrow highlight as well. We're going to do the eyebrow highlight first. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. It's got a little bit of a pinky reflex to it, this shimmer. Ooh, that's pretty. Really pretty. Right, let's try and do it on the inner corner. There we go, that is incredibly subtle when it's dry. I can imagine if that's sprayed, it's going to really pop. So, I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to replicate on the other eye. I'm going to finish off and... Okay, here we are everybody. The look is all done and completed. I shall lean in and give you a look like normal. So here we are from the front. And the side. And the other side. I think this is lovely. It's a really good fun look. I hope that has satisfied the brief, Karina, of a sunset eye. Let's go through how I finished off. So, first of all, on my upper lid line, I used Get Paid by Colourpop. And in my waterline, I used Honeydew. Top lashes, NYX on the Rise. Bottom lashes, the Ico London Black Magic. Underneath my lash line here, I used, whoopsie daisy, I used the brown out of the Dew Shade palette called Crepes, this one here. And then I went in over the top of that because I thought it looked nice, but it needed a little bit more pizzazz. I went in with a little bit of this Glam. Really nice. Can't wait to use that over a glitter glue, I'm telling you now. On my lips, I decided to use the duo liquid lipsticks that I got in the shade D2, which is the more neutrally shade. I've put the matte one on, and then just in the middle I've gone over with the metallic-y one a little bit, literally just in the middle, on the bottom and on the top. These lipsticks, my word, these go on so nice and smoothly. They do feel a little sticky, but nothing major, nothing uncomfortable at the moment. Not bothering me, I'm not going like anything like that. Dried down within about a minute. Again, matte liquid lipsticks can be a bit drying on the lips. These do feel a little bit like that, but again, I've got worse. I have got worse, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really loving this look. Highlighter up here, I did use out of the Fumi palette. I used the FDV approved, and it is a gorgeous champagne-y gold shift in it. Actually quite subtle. I mean, I did go in very light-handed, but again, really nice. So overall, first impressions of my Juvia's Place products, I am very impressed. I totally get the hype. The mattes, wow, so easy to use. If you are a beginner in makeup, or you know, somebody who likes your neutrals but is just venturing into a wee bit of colour, highly recommend going on the Juvia's Place website. Go on when they've got a sale, pick some stuff up and have a play. I found these mattes so easy to put down. They built up nicely, they blended into each other nicely. No patchiness, no stickiness, no, just nothing, no fallout. no fallout. Even when I put the shimmer down, that Glam shimmer shade out the Fumi palette, when I popped that on my lower lash line, I went in dry, I didn't spray it. I've got absolutely no fallout whatsoever. I am so pleased I've bought this lot. I'm so pleased I've invested into this brand. I can see me really having a lot of fun with these palettes and with these products. I like the feel of the foundation. That concealer, my God, it goes a long way. It's been on nearly an hour now, and it is creasing a wee bit, but I'm going to play around. I'm going to now start testing them out with different primers, seeing what works, what doesn't. And obviously I shall report back and let you know. This video is going to be speeded up in places because I've been filming now for the best part of an hour, and obviously nobody wants that sort of length of video like that. So you could probably bust this whole look out for about 45 minutes. Okay, so thank you for watching, everybody. As always, if you are new to my channel, the warmest of welcomes. I do first impression videos, I do unboxings, lots of crazy little things, lots of new ideas of videos coming up shortly. I'm going to be doing a battle of the boxers, and I'm also doing a series called Let's Talk About ... and that's all I'm going to say. So keep your eyes out for that. Make sure you subscribe either by the red button down below or the icon with my face in it, which will appear here shortly. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and I shall see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget about my 50 subscriber giveaway. I shall link that video up here for you now if you've not already seen it. There's about a week left on that giveaway, by the way. Okay. See you soon, everybody. Bye.